What is up, my Tickle Me crew? This is Chad here, bringing you guys a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. And this battle was actually against a subscriber named Visut, and I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but Visut is actually bringing a Sun team with 2 Fire types, the Mega Charizard and the Ninetales, and I'm bringing a Sandstorm/Stall team, and I was actually pretty afraid of this man's team because 2 of my Pokemon are pretty deathly afraid of Fire types. Fortress is 4 times weak against fire, and Amoonguss is 2 times weak against fire, so I was actually pretty afraid. Plus, I know that Nidoking likes to carry the flamethrower, and fire attacks in the sun get a little boost, and they're pretty scary, so I wasn't sure what to expect from this man's team, but let's go ahead and start the battle. So the battle begins. And I'm going to lead off with Vandy Sagina, my Tyranitar, as he leads off with his Ninetales. I was actually not expecting him to lead off with Ninetales because Tyranitar is slower than Ninetales, which means that my weather is actually going to cancel out his weather. So instead of him getting the sun up, I'm actually going to get my sand up. So he's going to withdraw Ninetales, and I believe he goes into Cofagrigus. Yes, he does go into Cofagrigus. Now, I know these things really like to use Will-O-Wisp and burn you, which cuts your attack in half. So I just went for the safe play. I Mega Evolve and go for the Dragon Dance. Now Dragon Dance raises my attack and my speed by 1 stage. I know that this guy's probably going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. So I just went for the safe crunch because I knew I had a very small chance of being able to one-hit KO this guy. Now, unfortunately, I don't KO him in 1 hit. He actually lives with red health. And, unfortunately, his ability Mummy makes my ability Mummy. So now I can't set up my sand later. He does go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is going to cut my attack in half. But luckily, I had that Dragon Dance up. So I believe my attack is actually neutral at this point. I'm just going to go for a second Dragon Dance, just to get my attack back to where it was. And I believe that I just go for another crunch. Oh wait, no, he goes for the Pain Split this next turn, which actually cuts my HP down pretty far. And coupled that with the burn, that is not a good time. So he is actually going to get a lot of HP back. He was in red health, now he's all the way back to yellow. So that was pretty scary. So I believe here is where I just decide to take him out with another crunch because I know that I can take him out at this point. And yeah, here goes the crunch. And that does in fact take him out. So I'm pretty much expecting that he's going to bring back Ninetales just to get his sun back up. And he's probably going to switch out fearing the Earthquake. So I actually do go for the Earthquake like a noob. I should have gone for the Rock Slide, which would have definitely destroyed his Charizard. So he goes and withdraws into Charizard. As I go for the Earthquake, my Earthquake is not going to affect Charizard because Charizard is part Flying type. Should have seen that coming, but I didn't for some reason. The burn is going to leave me in red health. But I know that I'm going to outspeed this Charizard because I've got 2 Dragon Dances up. So I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide now. I wasn't sure if Rock Slide was actually going to take him out because, you know, I knew that Stone Edge definitely would have taken him out. But I was really lucky here and Rock Slide actually did take him out. And right here I was expecting to lose my Tyranitar, but I actually live with 2 HP as he brings in the Hitmonlee. Now I knew that he was probably going to be one of those fake out normal gym Hitmonlees, which he is. So there was literally nothing I could do to Hitmonlee there, so I just leave my Tyranitar in to die. And luckily for me, since he hit my Tyranitar, which had the ability Mummy, his Hitmonlee gets the ability Mummy, which negates his Unburden ability. So I'm going to switch into Swagmire the Quagsire, because I know that Hitmonlee can do nothing to my Quagsire. It's not Quagmire, sorry. I'm just going to go for the Stockpile, just to raise my defenses. As he brings in Minccino or Chinchino or whatever its name is, I know this thing carries the Bullet Seed, so I'm going to have to switch the hell out. And I'm going to go into my Penis, which is a grass type. And he does go for the Bullet Seed, and I resist that. So he's going to hit 5 times because Mencino's ability, or Chinchino, whatever. Its ability is like Skill Link, I believe, which makes all multi-hit moves hit 5 times all the time. But that literally does nothing to me, and I heal it right off. So I'm looking pretty good here. He's actually going to switch out as I go for the Spore, I believe, to try to put to sleep whatever he switches into. I can't remember. Okay, he switches into Nidoking. Unfortunately, I missed the Spore. No, wait, no, I flinched. So apparently that Mencino or Chinchino had a King's Rock. So I'm going to have to switch out, fearing the Flamethrower from Nidoking. I'm going to go into my Chansey because it's my special wall. And this Flamethrower does absolutely nothing. And it's in the sun, I think. No, it's not in the sun. But yeah, his attacks are doing nothing to Chansey. Look at that. That's crazy. So I went for the Thunder Wave there, thinking that he was actually going to switch out, but he doesn't, unfortunately. So I believe I go for the Wish here, just to get... Yes, I do go for the Wish. So next turn I'm going to get all the health back that I lost. And he's just going to withdraw because there's no point for him to stay in. He goes back into Hitmonlee. So I kind of knew that he would probably do this. But this turn I'm going to get my Wish back anyway, so I just went for the Seismic Toss, and that does 50 damage to his Hitmonlee. So I'm going to obviously switch out here because I definitely don't want to lose Chansey. I'm going to go back into Swagmire because I know that I can take any hit that he wants to do. He goes for the Fake Out, which does nothing, it just makes me flinch. And I believe that I go for the Scald here to try to get a burn on whatever he switches out. No, I don't. He doesn't switch out, actually. He just goes for the Close Combat. It does nothing. So I go for the Scald, I believe. Yes, I do go for the Scald. And I get lucky and I get the burn. So now his Hitmonlee is pretty much useless because his attack is cut in half. So that's pretty great for me. I believe I go for the Stockpile to raise my defenses. I'm pretty sure. Unless I went for Recover. No, I went for Recover here to get all of my HP back. Yeah, that's what I did. I'm trying to remember this battle. I know we just had it, but for some reason certain turns get mixed up. So I'm back to basically full health. And I believe here is where I go for the Stockpile, because I know on the next turn his Hitmonlee is going to die. He's just going to keep going for Close Combat. It's doing no damage to me. It's only lowering his defense. Yeah, okay, so I went to Stockpile, raised my defense a little bit. He's going to die to his burn. And I'm trying to remember what he goes back out into. I can't remember, actually, to be honest. I think he goes into Ninetales because Ninetales carries the Solar Beam, which is 4 times super effective against Swagmire. He does go to Ninetales. I see the Solar Beam coming from a mile away, so I'm going to switch out. I believe I go into my Chansey, because Chansey is just a especially bulky monster. I can basically take anything from this Ninetales. So I go back into Chansey. He does go for the Solar Beam, which, again, I saw that coming from a mile away. And he can't even touch my Chansey, to be honest. I believe I just go for the Thunder Wave. Yeah, so I paralyze him, which cuts his speed in half, which is great for my other team members. He actually gets paralyzed and he's not able to do anything, as I just go for the Seismic Toss, and that's just going to do 50 damage flat. Seismic Toss does the same amount of damage equal to your level, so since my Chansey's level 50, it does 50 damage every single time. So I'm just doing massive damage to Ninetales. He's not even able to touch me because he's paralyzed. So I'm actually going to be able to take out his Ninetales with no sweat. So that is a dead Ninetales. I believe that he goes into Nidoking. No, he goes into Mencino or Chinchino. He's just going to go for the Tail Slap. Now, this part of the battle is kind of stallish. He's going to go for Tail Slap, like he's doing here. And I believe I go for either the Soft Boiled... no, I go for the Thunder Wave. So I cut his speed in half. And then I believe I either go for the Soft Boiled or the Wish. I believe I go for Soft Boiled first. I do, so I'm going to get a lot of my HP back. And then I go for Wish, just to keep my HP up. as he just keeps going for the tail slap, and obviously his ability, Skill Link, makes him hit 5 times all the time, but he's really not doing much damage at all to me. And he actually gets a crit there, but again, it does nothing because my Chansey's actually holding the Eviolite. So I just go for the Wish, because next turn I know I'm going to get all this HP back. I believe I go for Seismic Toss at this point. I do go for the Seismic Toss, and that's going to do a pretty good amount of damage to Mincino or Chinchino. He's actually going to switch it up and go for Rock Blast. Literally anything this guy has can't do anything to me. He would have been better off going for the Tail Slap because that would have been Stab, but even then it wouldn't have KO'd. Plus my Wish comes, and I get all this HP back. So literally Chansey can stall this guy out all day long, and he just forfeits the match. So thank you so much, Visut, for the awesome battle. I hope all of you enjoyed the battle. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and toodles.